Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews. Today we have the Bulova Accutron 2 Snorkel 200 meter ultra high frequency quartz chronograph, model number 96B237. And as usual, we'll open it up, look at the fit and finish, the features and the functions, the build quality, and then I'll give you my overall impressions of this pretty nice chronograph from Bulova. But first, I'd also like to invite you to become a patron of mine on Patreon. Make sure you check out my Patreon link in the description field when you get a chance. My suggested commitment level is just $3 a month, but you can always give more or less. So here we go. Typical Bulova watch box. Now the manual and the registration card are up in the top here. There you go. So let's put all this stuff away. And we'll take some measurements here with the digital micrometer. Man, this is a fantastic looking watch. All right, y'all know I'm not a big fan of just battery driven watches, but this thing is so good looking, I just had to check it out. All right, so first let's do the case. Now you have a cushion style case here. This is gonna look familiar because the new Seiko Patties, the turtle reissues, have this style case too. And this is actually an older watch. This watch came out in about 2014. So you're looking at, what does that say? 43, almost 44 millimeters. Let's look at the thickness. Thickness is 14 millimeters. Let's do the lug to lug. And again, always refer to the manufacturer's specifications. These are just rough guidelines. Lug to lug is 47. And let's look at the stainless steel bracelet. And you're looking at 20 millimeters for the stainless steel bracelet. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and put the rest of the specs up on the left-hand side of the screen. You are looking at 200 meters water resistant. It has the new 262 kilohertz Accutron movement inside. This is a little bit smaller movement, and I'll go into that in a little more detail later. It does have a 3-year battery life, has a screw down case back. It has a date function over there at 4:30, a screw down crown at 3 o'clock. You have your pushers over there at 2 and 4. It does have also as an inner bezel over here at, what is that, 8 o'clock? Yep, 8 o'clock. It has a mineral crystal, a slightly domed mineral crystal right there. There you go. And that's about it, guys. This watch has a Japanese movement, and it is cased in China. So there you go. Now, again, I got this for the main reason that it's just a fantastic looking watch. I love the way this watch looks. Again, I'm not a big battery-driven watch guy anymore. I don't like to replace batteries. I hate it. I can't stand it. It drives me crazy. It's either solar or automatic, but this Bulova just really caught my eye. So let's take a look at the dial. You're looking at all applied indexes and applied Bulova logo up there, the tuning fork logo. You have 3 sub-dials at 9, 3, and 6. Those are for your chronograph movement. And I know a lot of guys in one of my last videos stated that I didn't demonstrate the chronograph. I will make sure to demonstrate the chronograph movement for you this time. Even though anybody that's ever had a chronograph watch knows how to work one, I'll still go ahead and demonstrate it for you just to make sure that I give you a complete review. Anyway, now you also have this inner bezel. Now this is a bi-directional bezel. So I don't know how much you would really use it for diving. Normally dive bezels are unidirectional, means they turn counterclockwise. They don't turn clockwise at all, but this one does. But you can use this. It's pretty stiff. That's good. So that's good. So you could use it for diving, as this is 200 meters water resistant. This is the only Accutron 2 model that is 200 meters water resistant, which I thought was pretty interesting. So there you go. So you've got, like I said, applied indexes. You have some decent lume, and I'll demonstrate that later, on the hands and the indexes. What else? You have your chronograph functions again over here at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. And the bezel is the dial is a pretty flat black looking color. You do have a real nice bezel, kind of a chrome bezel around the date window over here at 4:30. I really like it when manufacturers put a bezel around those date windows instead of just leaving a cutout. I like it when they do that. The rest of the case, mostly brushed, kind of satiny type of finishes all over the case. There really aren't any real polished areas except for the kind of the raised area around the crystal, and of course the bracelet. You got tons of polished areas on the bracelet, but that's really about it. Let's take a look at these pushers. You do have a signed crown there. You can see the tuning fork Bulova logo, and you do have some polished pushers. Now these pushers, it's a little bit of visual trickery here, a little sleight of hand. These pushers do not screw down. That's just for looks. Normally it drives me nuts when manufacturers do that, but it's not a big deal with the Bulova. I mean, I'll give them a pass on this. But these are just like, you know, the Seiko diver. I can't remember the model number. That does actually have pushers that screw down. This one doesn't, unfortunately. But the crown is a screw down crown. Let me go ahead and do that for you now. Real nice crown action, buttery smooth to screw and unscrew. And I like how it's kind of recessed a little bit. It screws kind of into the case, which I really like. Gives you, even though you don't have crown guards, it gives you some protection for that crown because it actually screws a little bit deeper into the case than most watches do. Here is your bezel crown over here. Again, bidirectional, and it obviously turns both ways. Everything lines up perfectly, which I really like. If you noticed here, the second hand, the chronograph second hand lines up perfectly with the little pip up there. I like it. It's trying to get rid of all this reflection for you. So really nice. Look at the bracelet. You have a butterfly deployment clasp, which are not my favorites. I'm getting used to them because a lot of watches are starting to have these. These are not my favorite. I like the regular, you know, buckle and tang type of watches. I don't type of bracelets. I'm not a big fan of butterfly bracelets, but this one's, you know, it's executed pretty well. It's pretty comfortable. So again, I'll give them a pass on that. The case back, screw down case back. Again, this is 200 meters water resistant. You got some information. It tells you about the 260 kilohertz movement right there, the frequency on the outer ring. Of course, you got the Bulova logo, water resistance, and some other information. And that's about it. Just a real simple kind of starburst, kind of brushed case back, screw down case back. Nothing spectacular. I mean, I like it. I personally, even though you never see it, I like watches that have real intricate laser engraved case backs. I just think they look so cool. But this one's, you know, it's pretty simple. So, I mean, this watch is not very expensive. So you're not going to get a whole bunch of real fine detailing on the watch. But again, just a fantastic, I love that pale yellow diver's ring right there. And I like it that it matches the chronograph hand right there. Let me go and demonstrate this chronograph before I forget, because y'all will kill me if I don't. So there you go. Again, these are not screwed down, so you just push it. There you go. You can see it going. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Normally, y'all are used to Accutron movements having a smooth, sweeping second hand. This one does not. It does have that 262 kilohertz movement inside, but because this 6 o'clock subdial also displays the chronograph function, it doesn't sweep smoothly, but it does click by twice as fast as normal. It goes tick, 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 and I'll show you. Let me go ahead and reset this. So you're gonna go and go to reset. And if you look at the hand, the 6 o'clock second hand, you can see that it ticks by faster than normal Quartz watches. It's like twice as fast, so it's like 2 ticks for every second. Now these watches, because they have that ultra high frequency movement inside, these watches are going to be about 6 times more accurate than a regular Quartz watch. This watch will lose maybe plus or minus 10 to 15 seconds a year. That's right, I said a year, not a month, a year. Your average automatic watch is plus or accurate 10 to 15 seconds a day. If you have a Swiss watch, that's about plus or minus 5 or 6 seconds a day. An average Quartz watch is plus or minus 10 or 15 seconds a month. And then you have these Accutron movements that are plus or minus 15 seconds a year. So extremely accurate watches. Again, not a big fan of just the battery changes, but hey, you know, for this type of watch, this technology, I could definitely put up with that. Now, if you want to get one of these, you can see the actual second hand. This is a part of the chronograph again, where it sweeps smoothly. Just don't get a chronograph model. There are other models of this, and I'll put those links in the description field for you, as well as I put the price for this in the description field for you. There are other models of this that are not a chronograph, that are just a regular watch and don't have that chronograph function. So if you want to see that smooth, sweeping second hand that just goes like that, you need to get one of those. So let's go ahead and try this thing on real quick. Again, not a big fan of these butterfly clasps, but I'm getting used to them. All right, and this watch is a little bit big. So there you go. Oh man, I just love the way it looks. Normally, I'm more of a tool guy. I'm more function over fashion, but this is just such a good looking watch. I couldn't resist. So there you go. Really nice. Really, really nice. Fantastic looking watch. All right, let's go ahead and kill the studio light. Let's get you a lume shot here. Now again, lume's not going to be fantastic, but let's take a look at this thing. Let's go ahead and zap it for what, 10 seconds? All right. I guess I'm really impatient. We'll be up to about 5 or 7 seconds. All right, here we go. All right, there you go. Not too bad. Of course, you see the hour and minute hand are definitely lumed. They're the luminous pip up there at the arrow, the triangle up there at 12 o'clock. And I can't really tell if the indexes for the hours are lumed at all. I don't think they are. Let me take a look. Yeah, they are. They're just super, super pale. Yeah, they are. They're just really, really pale. Even the camera's not picking them up. Camera's just picking up that luminous pip on the inner bezel and the hour and minute hand. So there you go. All right. Like I said, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description field for this and the other variants, the non-chronograph variants of this watch in the description field for you so you can check them out and get one if you would like to. Again, fantastic looking watch from Bulova. I'm really, really starting to like Bulova watches, man. I really, really am. Just good looking watches. They definitely have a 60s kind of throwback style to them. And I think this is actually kind of a reissue of an older watch if I am correct. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. So there you go. So anyway, guys, this has been the Bulova Accutron 2 Snorkel 200 meter ultra high frequency quartz chronograph, model number 96B237. Have a whole bunch of more stuff coming up soon, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel, and I will see you all then. Take care. Bye-bye.
I'm like, it was the best.